Most people think they have time. Time to figure it out. Time to fix things. Time to become who they're supposed to be. They tell themselves, I'll start when things calm down, when I'm more confident, when the timing feels right. But nobody tells you this. Life doesn't take everything from you all at once. It takes it quietly, while you're busy telling yourself, I'll do it later. This is the story of a man who believed there would always be another chance, until one moment proved him wrong. Stay with us till the end, because this story might feel uncomfortably familiar. For most of his life, Aaron felt like he was doing okay. Not failing, not struggling, just waiting. He had plans, real ones, things he wanted to try, skills he wanted to learn, a version of himself he believed he'd grow into eventually. But there was no rush. Every time an opportunity appeared, he told himself the same thing. I'm not ready yet. I'll do it when I have more time. I'll start next year. And next year always felt safely far away. In his late 20s, Aaron worked a stable job, paid his bills, showed up, did what was expected. Friends would talk about risks they were taking, new careers, side projects, big moves. Aaron listened, smiled, encouraged them, and told himself, I'll do something like that someday too. He wasn't afraid of failing. He was afraid of starting too early. So he waited. Years passed quietly. Aaron kept meaning to apply for better roles, kept meaning to start the project he'd talked about for years, kept meaning to change. But every time he thought about it, the same excuse appeared. There's still time. Then one ordinary afternoon, something small happened. Not dramatic, not tragic, just sobering. Aaron ran into an old friend at a coffee shop, someone he hadn't seen in years. They talked, caught up. And then his friend said, casually, "Remember when we talked about doing that together?" Aaron nodded. His friend smiled. "I finally did it." They talked about the details, the struggle, the learning curve, the mistakes, the growth. Aaron listened carefully. And for the first time, something felt off. Not jealousy, regret. Later that night, Aaron did something he hadn't done before. He looked back. Not at months, not at a year, at a decade. He realized how many times he had told himself, later. How many moments he postponed. How many chances quietly passed by. Not because he wasn't capable, but because he was waiting for permission from time. And that's when it hit him. Time had never promised him anything. Aaron understood something most people never stop to consider. The future doesn't arrive suddenly. It's built silently, by what you choose not to do today. He hadn't lost his life in one big mistake. He'd lost it in small delays. That night, Aaron didn't panic. He didn't promise to reinvent himself. He did something simpler. He stopped waiting. The next morning, he applied for the opportunity he'd been avoiding. Not perfectly, just honestly. He worked on the project he'd kept postponing, even though it felt awkward, even though it wasn't ready. He stopped asking, "Is this the right time?" and started asking, "What happens if I keep waiting?" Nothing changed overnight, But something important shifted. Aaron no longer trusted the idea of someday. He understood the truth. Waiting doesn't protect you. It quietly costs you. Years later, Aaron still thinks about that moment, the realization that shook him awake. Not because time ran out, but because he finally understood that time doesn't wait for clarity. It moves forward, whether you do or not. So let me ask you this. What have you been postponing because you think there's plenty of time? The call you keep delaying, the change you keep planning, the life you keep telling yourself you'll start later. Be careful, because later feels harmless, until you look back and realize it became never. You don't need to rush. You don't need to have everything figured out. But you do need to start. Because the most dangerous lie we tell ourselves is this: I still have time. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment. What's one thing you've been putting off? And subscribe to Life in Tales for more stories that remind us how to truly live. Because the future isn't waiting for you, but today is still here.